in VR, we have a lot of info about the upcoming version 72 software update coming to the Meta Quest. We also have some juicy rumors about Valve's potential VR headset, the Valve Deckard. And also coming up, we have some info about Mark Zuckerberg's new rap song. I'm not even kidding. So stay tuned to hear about everything that happened this week in VR. First up, we have our Game of the Year nominees, and there's some surprising and not so surprising nominations. To no one's surprise, Batman, Arkham Shadow, and Metro Awakening have been nominated, and these are probably the highest contenders for Game of the Year. We also have Asgard's Wrath 2, which launched all the way back in December last year, so it's a little bit rough because it's not fresh in people's minds, but it's still a really great game. We also have the Arizona Sunshine remake, which is loads of fun. We also have Metal Hellsinger VR as a nominee as well, which I was a bit surprised about. Like, I think it's a great game, but I didn't think it was that popular. Also, I don't know how I feel about PC ports being nominated to VR, but maybe I'm just a bit of a VR snob. But there's so many other VR exclusive experiences that could have been nominated instead. But anyways, you can't please everyone, especially fans of Resident Evil. A lot of people are mad that Resident Evil 4 wasn't nominated for Game of the Year, and also Madison VR was another game that people were disappointed wasn't nominated as well. There's also some mentions that maybe Blade and Sorcery should have got nominated, as it's had its full 1.0 release recently. But let me know in the comments what game you think deserves Game of the Year, or at least should have been nominated. For me, it's probably going to be Batman. Batman Arkham Shadow did announce some updates coming over the next few months. They've just released 1.1, but they've also shared their plans for future updates as well. And in these updates, we'll see improvements and bug fixes, new languages, and some interesting mentions of enhanced mixed reality content, lore expanding credit, Predator challenge maps, and a new game plus, which I'm not sure what that means, but looks like there's a lot of upcoming content for the game, which is great to see. But if Batman Arkham Shadow does get Game of the Year, it does really set them up for a sequel. Ryan Payton, the studio head at Camouflage, has said, "We hope we make it a really easy decision for leadership over at Meta and at Warner Brothers to tap us on the shoulder to do a sequel." They said they would very much love to do that. It does make sense that they've already got the tech and development momentum that greenlighting a sequel would be a perfect fit, and hopefully it does happen. But maybe Mark Zuckerberg isn't too interested in sequels right now. He's busy with his music career. In case you missed it, Mark Zuckerberg teamed up with the rapper T-Pain to recreate the song Get Low with an acoustic version. But why, you may ask? Well, Zuckerberg said that Get Low was playing when he first met his wife Priscilla at a college party. So every year they listen to it on their dating anniversary. And if you haven't listened to the song yet, I did physically cringe a little. Mark Zuckerberg singing "Sweat Drips Down My Balls, Skeet Skeet Motherfucker" was definitely not on my 2024 bingo card. But hey, that's the timeline we live in now.
369, damn, you're fine. Hoping you can sock it to me, baby, one more time.
But on the topic of Meta doing weird things, there's been a lot of discussion and frustration about the Meta Store app. If you used the phone app recently, now named Horizon Worlds, you may have noticed that the home screen is 100% Horizon Worlds content. And if you want to locate the store, it's a tiny icon in the very top left-hand corner, so it's very hidden away. And considering there has been some major game releases lately, and we're going into the very busy holiday season, this change has been devastating for developers, with some claiming a massive decrease in sales. Not only that, devs are finding that their games don't even show up when searching for it, which is not good at all. Mark Rabkin, the VP on MetaQuest, did reply to a tweet though and say, "I think this is to rank apps you don't already have, will fix." Which is great, he's replying and making changes based on feedback, but it does make the Quest store feel a little chaotic and messy if changes are being implemented without any real thought. I often use the search tool to install games I already own because the library tab is hidden behind a million settings, and if you want to gift an app, you have to be able to search it as well. So I guess that they're testing stuff, and that's a big part of innovating, but it can have a devastating effect on developers, and that is never a good thing. But before we chat about what's coming out in the OS version 22 update, I did want to quickly share an announcement. I have come on as an official partner for a meditation app on the Quest store. It's called Mindway, and it's currently the top rated meditation app on the store, and I'm working with them to help build out the app and share the app, as I genuinely believe in the app and the value that meditation and mindfulness can provide. I am a very anxious person, and meditation has helped me so much to calm my mind and to slow down and to not overthink, as I'm a big overthinker, and meditation has become an essential tool in my daily life. And I've talked to friends and family about how great meditation is, but a lot of them say, oh, meditation is too hard or it doesn't work for me. And I really think that's where guided meditation, especially visual meditation and mindfulness, can be really beneficial. And I'm very passionate about meditation because it works so well for me. And I'm also very passionate about VR. So teaming up with Mindway seemed like a really great fit, as I genuinely have seen such an improvement in my life by committing to a mindfulness routine. And I really encourage others to hopefully find the same benefits. Mindway is free to download and comes with a 7-day free trial. So if you decide it's not for you, you got nothing to lose. There's lots of like mindfulness and meditation sessions. There's ones for sleep. There's some really cool ASMR stuff that like utilizes the directional speakers in the headset, and it's all science-based. So it's going to focus on the most effective method for you. But anyways, I'm really excited about this partnership. I think the app is great and I'm excited to work with the team, and part of that is implementing feedback. So let me know what you think of the app. I'd love to hear what you think. So download the link if you want to check it out. All right, thank you. Back to the video. So with the update version 72, we are seeing some really cool innovations with some teasers of the software updates starting to come out on the PTC. Now this is a test channel where they release these updates, so some of the stuff could change or just be in testing. But one of the most notable things they've added is a new Meta Horizon OS loading screen, which looks very cool, which is the sign that they're probably soon going to start rolling out some of the cool features that they announced at Meta Connect. There's also some reports of people getting keyboard pass-through in version 72. So you can see your real keyboard, but it may only work with certain keyboards. We've also potentially got a selfie cam that could be used for avatar calls within the app. Also, a massive shout out to Luna over on Twitter, who has data mined a lot of this info. So make sure to follow them over on Twitter or X if you want to stay up with all this info. They've also shared info about the ability to drag and drop 2D apps into the 3D play space just by pinching, dragging the icon, which is pretty cool. And you can now also adjust panel distance with up and down gestures when using a trackpad or the scroll wheel when using a mouse. So a lot of these implementations seem to be really focused on the productivity side of the Quest use, and again, probably in an attempt to compete with the Apple Vision Pro. There's also a potential new control bar, and it may add the ability for a 6-pinned app slot on the dock. And Meta also seemed to be working on a photo gallery app as well, and also exploring the use of smart storage, which involves uninstalling unused apps to free up space, which is similar to what you kind of get on your iPhones. Again, all of this stuff is in testing or it's been data mined, so it may not be 100% correct, or it may not ever get released, but it is interesting to see what Meta have been testing out. Meta seems to be really pushing the productivity side of the headsets with the official announcement of the Windows 11 support that was teased at Meta Connect. At Microsoft Ignite 2024, they announced that Windows 11 is coming to the Meta Quest 3 and Quest 3S headsets, and said it's bringing the full capabilities of the operating system to the headsets. Apps will be supported to show up in the headset via a program called Volumetric Apps, and developers can sign up to the APA to make the apps compatible. And the features will be available via a public preview channel in December. So it really feels like Meta is coming for Apple with all of these updates. They really must see the Apple Vision Pro as a threat, or starting to see that people really want to use their VR headsets for productivity, which I am starting to see more and more. I haven't tried it out yet. I think I'm gonna have to give it a go though. And speaking of Microsoft, Xbox have launched a new ad campaign of images stating what is and isn't an Xbox. And in these images, you will see a Meta Quest. Because if you didn't know, you can stream Xbox Cloud Gaming via the headset and hook up a controller. So it's pretty cool to see the Quest in there, but Xbox fans are not happy about this ad because it's basically Xbox saying that they're not investing in the console anymore. But you may have seen Meta pop up in some other ads as well. Maybe in a popular boxing fight. During the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight broadcasted on Netflix, you may have seen the Meta Quest logo on the ropes. I feel like this would have cost a pretty penny to fund, but also cool to see it popping up there. And also other instances of the Quest popping up is in the NFL. In the news coverage, they use a Meta Quest to showcase the strategies of the players and a bunch of NFL things I don't really understand, but it's pretty cool to see the headset headset being used in this way. But enough about the Quest. We want a Valve Deckard. And there's some new rumors floating about, of course, thanks to, sadly, it's Bradley and his anonymous data mining sources. It's been hinted for a long time that Valve are working on a new headset, and there have been references of a headset codenamed Deckard in the Steam VR driver files. But recently, there have been mentions of a controller named Roy, with it potentially being a track controller due to the mention of an unreleased OpenXR extension for those controllers. Bradley mentions Valve Roy controllers have at least a D-pad, bumpers, grip buttons, triggers, ABXY, assistant button, and some sort of strap. Bradley sources also say that there's potentially a Steam controller 2 in the works, codename IBEX, and it's also being tested, and both the IBEX and the Roy are being tooled for mass production goal in the factories right now. I also found this mock-up on Reddit on what this potential Roy controller could look like, and it looks pretty cool. It seems realistic. But that pretty much sums up everything that's happened this week in VR. There's still a bunch of games coming out this month, so let me know in the comments what you've been playing, and I'll see you next time. Bye!